What is going on, guys? Time to start talking about WWE 2K25. What do we want to see in the game? What have we heard about the game so far? What do I think they're going to add to the game? What do I think they're not going to add to the game? Now, I'm one person who doesn't really I'm not I'm not really like concerned about the roster per se, but I have a few things that I want to see added to the game from the standpoint of customization and things like that. But first, I'm going to talk about match types. Look at all these really cool match types they have. They really, really have good match types now. They've gotten to the point where they have the ambulance match. The gauntlet match is a favorite. I really enjoy the gauntlet matches. I think they're really awesome. I was really glad they added the gauntlet matches. You can use whoever you want in your gauntlet matches, and there's different types of gauntlet matches. There's Royal Rumble style where they come to the ring every so often, every 90 or whatever the time period is. And then there's every time somebody gets a pinfall, another person replaces them. All that stuff is incredibly awesome. I love the fact that that's in the game. The ambulance match, I haven't used it much. I used it like twice. The guest referee, incredibly fun. I definitely like the guest referee match. So, what other matches can they add to it? There's only one other match that I want. I really hope they consider putting it in, but there's a good chance that they won't for specific reasons. And it is I think it's called Inferno match with the fire surrounding the ring. This match was in WWE 2K14. Now, I know they try to be more PG or whatever. I mean, I really hope they add that into this game. Hopefully, that is possible that they can put it in. I know the WWE has a lot of input and they won't allow 2K to put certain things in it. I really, really hope they consider letting them put the Inferno match in the game. Please. That is what I'm really, really hoping for. Now, talking about match types still, I want to see more possibilities in match types. Like, for example, like let me go here. You have your triple threat fatal four way. You can do all this stuff in the steel cage and stuff like that. You can do all this stuff in a Hell in a Cell. So they do have a lot of variety. The main thing that I do not like about this game, and I really think they need to really change it, they really need to consider changing it, and that is the ringside manager stuff. Let me show you. The ringside manager stuff really needs to change. They really need to do something about this. It is not very good. I can tell you that right now. The only thing the ring managers do is they generally constantly remove the turnbuckle and they grab chairs and throw them in. And it's just very, very predictable. And they really need to change the way they interact. In fact, they need to put ringside manager tendencies. I will even take it a step further. They need to give you the option to create a ring manager, just like they have managers in the game, because they have some people on the roster who are only managers. They're only considered managers. That's what they are. They're managers. They're not even really wrestlers. They're on the manager list. They should give us a chance to create managers. Why? Well, because that way your managers can have tendencies so that they can behave a certain way instead of just constantly removing the turnbuckle if you're a heel. Just constantly removing it. Sometimes they'll remove the turnbuckle so many times in one match. As you can see, she's doing it right now. Now, the referee will put the turnbuckle back on, and she will remove it again. He will put it back on. She will remove it again. Maybe this time they won't do it because maybe he didn't see her take it off. But the turnbuckle thing is absolutely ridiculous. You can have, and I believe it's if you're a heel manager, then you do that. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I do know that that is a very, very, very consistent thing. As if that's some priority, like that's going to give you this huge edge just because it's a turnbuckle missing. It's like they focus on it so much. So we need to be able to create managers in WWE 2K25. That way, you can give the managers certain tendencies the same way that they have tendencies in matches.
She heads out of the ring, but she needs to pay attention to the ref's count.
So here's my ring manager that I have. Now, what I'm talking now, you you have to create a wrestler and then use them as a manager. You can't necessarily create a manager, but if you give us the ability to create a manager, you can do tendencies for your wrestler. And let me show you. You can have something like this. You see what I mean? Like a slider setting for their behavior. See, as you can see, they have tendencies on here. Okay? Remove turnbuckle tendency. Distract referee tendency, perhaps. Attack wrestler tendency. Argue with referee tendency. Argue with opponent tendency. Argue with your own wrestler tendency, like the person that you're with, communicate tendency. Maybe you can have something like that in it, because if you do it on create a wrestler, I don't think they would put that on there. But if you have create a manager, you can add that type of stuff on there, and you'll have this variety of different types of ring managers that behave differently. That way, every ring manager match doesn't look the same. We just have a ring manager just constantly removing a turnbuckle again and again and again and again. It's just kind of dumb. It's played out. It's washed up. They really need to change the ringside interference. The ringside manager behavior needs to change so that it's not pretty much exactly the same every time you have a ring manager where they just prioritize that turnbuckle or slide a weapon in the ring over and over again, even though disqualifications are on. But yeah, if we had create a manager, we can give them tendencies so that your managers, your ringside managers, all behave differently. That way, it's not like it doesn't always look exactly the same every time you have a ringside manager. Another thing they really need to change, and I really, really hope they change this. They got to change it. Come on, WWE. If you don't change nothing, make sure you change this. That is the weight detection. Okay, here's my move set for weight detection. Okay, so if I'm doing a front grapple, my guy can literally he can only select two moves, a lightweight and a heavyweight. That's it. So when this guy is wrestling against heavier wrestlers, he only has two grapple moves. And the match is very, very weak. It's very dry. And they got to change this. There's a lot of moves he can do that he can do to a guy that he can't lift, or a guy that's too heavy for him or whatever. Why are they only giving you one move? In fact, I'm surprised that they even are still doing this. One move. Two moves if you create light and heavy grapple, strong grapple and light grapple. Just two moves. Two grapple moves. Two moves from behind, two moves from every position. Those matches become really, really dry and weak. I avoid doing them. I want to have those matches, and I want the matches to be realistic. So I don't want to just have, this little guy that's 5'3", 5'4", 140 pounds, throwing around a guy who's 285 pounds. I don't want that. But I don't want this either. I don't want him just doing the same move over and over again in the entire match. One grapple move. They really got to change that. In fact, I thought they would have changed this a long time ago. I remember when WWE 2K22 came out, and I thought they would change it then. 23 came out, I thought they would change it. 24. It's like they don't even care about it. These matches are so dry and weak when you have a lightweight guy versus a heavyweight guy. They got to change this weight detection thing. Give my guy several moves to choose from. Give him four. Give him four. Or I have another idea. Have an automatic substituted move for each heavy move that you do. Something along those lines, but they gotta do something about this because the lightweights and heavyweights have really dry, terrible matches because one guy can only do one move from every position, and that makes a really horrible match. And from a creative player standpoint, the body type, I want I want the option to be able to change certain body parts, not just the whole body. Now, I understand why the morphing is not in it. They explained that. They said the clothes don't necessarily interact well with body parts when they morph, but hopefully you can do something where I select a body and then I can, like, let me show you. Because in previous games, I think it was WWE 2K20. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch to WWE 2K20 so we can take a look at what I'm talking about here. So here's WWE 2K20, okay? So let's take a look at body types here. You can go to body customize and you could do this right here. Now, I'm pretty sure they won't put something like this in the game, okay? I'm pretty sure they won't. But as you can see, like I want to be able to, like, after you select the body type, be able to select something like, because they're basically combining two body types together. I don't believe they're going to do that, but do something where you, after you select the body type, select the type of body tone that you have to go with that body type. Maybe adjust it, not morph the size of the parts, because I understand you can't do that because of the clothes. They said that it was interfering with the clothes. So basically, this right here, if I do that, I can then go here. And I mean, even something like this would be acceptable. You know what I mean? This is even okay. If they bring this back, that's fine. But something to be able to differentiate the bodies a little bit so that you can get pretty much almost exactly what you're looking for, because sometimes you're looking for a specific body and you see the right build you want, but it's not on the right body size. Well, I'm saying the type of muscle tone, you see it on some bodies, but you don't have it on the right body size, and so you have to settle for a body that doesn't quite look exactly pretty much what you're looking for. And we'll switch back to WWE 2K24 so I can show you what I mean. So in WWE 2K24, you have this here. Obviously, you know that, but like you just have to select the body and just take that body. You can't do anything with the muscle tone or anything with the abs, arms, and stuff like. Again, I understand the lack of being able to morph because the logic they gave us, it made sense. I mean, because older WWE games, there was clothes morphing through arms and stuff like that, and it looked really messed up. But anyway, like if I like this body type, but I wish he had like a different ab structure, maybe have something where I can adjust certain muscle tones on the body, not the size of the body, but just do something similar to what I just showed you in WWE 2K20. I mean, that was good enough, merging two bodies together, and then seeing, kind of adjusting which body you want to see more so. Something similar to that maybe would be okay, but and you had, and if I'm not mistaken on that, you had to have the same type of body size. Like, for example, you would only be able to do thin bodies on that. If that was on here, I would imagine. But, like, for example, if I want this body, but I want the chest to be a little bit better than that, other than that, that's all I want to change. You can't do nothing like that on here. You just have to take the whole body for what it is. And that in a sometimes you when you're creating somebody, the body you want is kind of there, but there's something that's kind of throwing the whole body off, and it's not quite right because of that. And you just pretty much have to accept it and just use that as your body type. Like when I created myself on here, I have my own created player on here. It looks a lot like me, but the body type is just a little bit off. The, you know, if they allowed you to adjust certain parts a little bit, that would be great. Hopefully, they have something like that. If they don't have something like that, hopefully they just increase the amount of body types you have. Like, increase these quite a bit. Give me a lot of options. And they give you a lot of options. I like the options they have. I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna if they don't change nothing on here, I'll still be happy with the product. I mean, this is these are a lot of options. These are really good options. I mean, the variation of body types in this is pretty serious. I mean, there's a really good amount. But in order to get a little bit more of an accurate body type, and I think the female body types are a little bit worse. And I'm gonna show you why. So the issue I have with the female body types is some of them have a lot of muscular tone to them, and that's okay to have that in it. But sometimes you have a body size that kind of matches what you're looking for, but maybe the shoulders are a little bit too big or something like that. Like, let's say I want this size, but I don't want the arms to be so muscular. Or, something like if I want these type of arms on this type of, not really that type of body, that wouldn't make sense. But you know what I mean? Like be able to do something with changing some of these body types, adjusting certain parts of the body. And like I said, the female is worse because the female bodies are have a lot of muscle tone in some of them. Then you got stuff like this. This is kind of a non-muscular, bulky body, which is good. And again, like I said, just like the males, they have a lot of variety on here. They have a good variety. The variety they have on here is very good. It's not something that you would rant over. It's good. But I want to see some type of way of, you get my point, adjust certain parts of the body a little bit, even if just a little bit. That way you can end up with the body type to be close to exactly what you're looking for. I mean, of course, it's not going to be 100% identical to what you look for, but at least so close, at least so much closer to it. Let me even go, let me even have an option like this on Creating Arena. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why not add something like this? And I know this might not be something that a lot of people want necessarily, and I understand this is extremely unlikely that they would do that. And like I said, I'm not saying put this in it, but something similar to this, like something over the top, something crazy. I want crazy options for my Creating Arena. I do. I want to go a little bit more over the top with my customization stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much what I want to see in WWE 2K25. How much of that is likely? The Crane Arena stuff is extremely unlikely. I think there's a possibility they may do something with the ringside interference. Maybe they'll adjust something there. I think they'll probably adjust something. Maybe not exactly the way I'm looking for, but I think they will make some adjustments there. You know what I mean? And the Inferno match, I'm almost certain that won't be in the game. The creative manager option, I really think they should put that in. Who knows if they will? Who knows what type of match types? Leave a comment. Let me know if there's a match type that you want to see in this game that is not in it yet, or something else that you want to see in WWE 2K25.